painted it to look like an ice cube. Ice baby.
What are you looking for?
Rest, reflect, and come back stronger. Where am I looking? I'm looking there. It is a new year. This is a new phone, and I am here for it. I'm here for it all. I'm so excited. I have been just recharging, reliving my life for me. Now that I have this part-time job that I got, I know I mentioned it last time, things have been tricky as far as getting off of my routine schedule, as far as morning pages and movement, you know, like having that schedule for myself that really helped me thrive to get to where I am right now. And I think the thing is finding something in the meantime that is going to help you get back to who you were, but on the schedule, well, like even a better version of that, right? And something that matches the schedule that you have now. So yes, I do want to get back to my morning pages. I do want to do body movement again. But what in between that is going to make me feel good now with the time that I am allowing myself to get back to me? And the answer was sitting at my altar that I've had for years, a little space that I've set up for myself with some crystals and most of my oracle card decks and tarot decks. It's where I would do a lot of distance Reiki sessions and just a space where I would meditate back in the past, like more than I do now, right? But it's something that I'm working on to do again. And it's really interesting because it's like I've said in the past with my other podcasts and stuff, how like spirit was guiding me, right? Spirit was guiding me to the next best thing, the next step, the next movement. I've gotten a lot of help in the past from not knowing what to do and then just realizing what the next best step is. Like in Frozen 2, I think they do that. They sing a song about like, what's the next best thing? But you know what, guys? I read a self-help book that has seriously helped my life get from a place of darkness to light. And it's a book that my mom bought for me that I didn't even necessarily want to read. And then finally one day I was like, let me pick up this book and read it. And it's like one of the things that changed my life. Sometimes it's the things that we're pushing away so much that is exactly what we need. This is one of those things, right, where I wasn't giving myself the time of day really at all to focus on myself. I was like putting way too much time and energy into just thinking about work even when I wasn't at work. And it's a boundary that I needed to create for myself. I'm somebody who puts everything, heart and soul, into everything they do, especially when I'm at work. And I needed to set the boundary of myself, like, listen, this is a part-time job. Like, this is not your life. And I needed to remember that. I'm going to put this here because even though this is a new phone and it's lighter than my other one, it's still pretty heavy. This isn't working. Don't even worry about it, okay? But yeah, so it's really been about like reflecting and resetting. It's a new year and I'm ready to get back to me. I'm ready to separate my part-time job and my at-home life, the self to me. And the way I got back to that was by sitting at my altar and pulling some cards for guidance. I really wanted guidance. And if you want more behind the scenes or more kind of examples of how I do that, let me know. I would love to share that. I am a very spiritual person, like I've mentioned in the past. A lot of this has to do with art, but also intuition, the things that help me going, the things that help my mental health, living with bipolar disorder, and spirituality, my personal growth journey is definitely like, that's how I'm still alive. And that's the whole overall message I always want to share. But it always comes back to like the things that help me in everyday life, which is creating, right? Creating the life of my dreams by creating every day and without judgment. Okay, now I gotta go open the door forever. So yes, this time has been wonderful. This time off, getting to live my life and create. And now I'm so happy to be back again. Like, hey, we talk about this all the time, you guys, how it's all about showing up no matter what, especially if we have left. And it's okay to come back. It's okay. It's okay to come back, you know? One of my goals was to keep posting consistently. And the thing is, I have been doing that, and that is through my YouTube shorts, okay? I have been so committed to the YouTube shorts. And not only that, but I have been working on something that I'm just going to talk about right now, because why not? I have been like, oh, when should I post it? And the thing is, there's no time like the present, okay? And that's what we're doing. So recently I have been painting rocks, okay? I, for Christmas, got finally my own Posca markers. I am so excited. I am so grateful. I love my Posca markers so much. Thank you to my husband for supporting my creative endeavors and who I am as a person. And I can't wait to get more because, you know. Anyways, so I've been painting more rocks. I have been posting them a lot on my YouTube shorts and on a separate account on Instagram because I like to keep things separate, you know. When I had the idea of Bipolar Baby podcast, I also got the overall message for a company / brand called US.OF.ANGELS. Okay, you heard it here first, US.OF.ANGELS. And it's funny because in the beginning of the rocks of painting them, so basically the overall thing with the rocks is I've had rocks on my desk that, long story short, back in the day, 2020, I started talking to people on dating apps because I'd gotten out of a 4-year, I think something like that, relationship. Actually it was like 5 years, I think. Anyways, it was a really long time. And I separated ways with this person in January of 2020. We all know what happened in 2020. The pandemic happened. And I was like, oh my God, I was literally left alone. Like, I had been dependent on this person, literally codependent, like, on this person for that long. And so I was by myself. But the reason we separated ways is like, I was ready for more. I wanted to be married and in a partner with a life partner, somebody that like really I connected with, you know, on a deep level of wanting the same things in life. And so I started going on dating apps that summer after I had taken care of myself. That's a whole nother story. Let me know if you want to get into it, but for now, that's not this video. Anyways, long story short, over the summer, I would go to this park by my house and I loved it. And I loved just like being by myself in nature around that park. And they had like a rock garden where people would paint rocks and, you know, take them back. And it was like a little like library, but for rocks that are painted. So one day I'm talking to this person over one of the dating apps, and we come up with a date plan. And I was like, well, I've been wanting to paint rocks and take them to the park. So we ended up getting together and painting rocks. And I still have some of the rocks from that date. And this is one of them. So this is like a Converse shoe. I don't know if that's gonna like, there we go. Oh my God, I'm an influencer now, guys. So it's a Converse shoe, ultimately. It's got my little signature on the bottom. So I'm probably always going to keep this one, okay? So that's mine. Then there's this other one that I was like, this looks like an ice cube. So I painted it to look like an ice cube. I don't know how to do this. I painted it to look like an ice cube. Look at this. Ice baby. Because why not, right? And so I also had this other one that I have since given away, and it was the first one I ever gave away. So it was this rock, I'll post it here, of angel number 444. Angel number 444. And I don't know why, like, it was sitting at my desk, and for the longest time I was like, why is this just sitting here when I could like give it to somebody? It felt like a piece of art that I didn't want to just have sit at my desk anymore. I love messages of hope and peace and love. And it's funny because now that I'm saying that, I went on a walk one day around the neighborhood back when it was nicer out and I was committed. I was like, I'm gonna go on walks. And one of the walks I went on, I walked by an apartment and it had the sign faith. And I was like, I like that. I love little signs like that that make people happy and just give them that reminder throughout their day. So the first rock that I hid in the neighborhood was the rock 444. And it kind of started it all, where I was like, I just want to paint rocks and like hide them around town and have people find them, you know? And my mom, I was on the phone with her one day because I went back and like the rock was still there, like out on a park bench, like a couple days later. And I was like, why isn't anybody taking this rock? And I was like, whatever. And my mom's like, well, Erica, you know, these days people are scared to take things because, you know, they're dollar bills that have like toxic stuff that people put on them, like that are dangerous, and some people don't want to pick up things that they don't know what they are. And I was like, okay, that's not great, and that's not the goal. So that's like fear. That's like the opposite of what I'm trying to promote. Anyway, I moved the rock somewhere else where people could find it better. And yeah, so the thing is, I was doing like at United State of Angels, which is the original Instagram handle, because that is the name of this project. And also, this was like the time of fear, like I was talking about before, which is still kind of a time, unfortunately, that we are all kind of experiencing with everything in the United States. So this name came to me when Bipolar Baby came about, the podcast, one night when I was holding a crystal, basically asking what my purpose was. And Bipolar Baby felt right at the time, and it still does. I love my podcast. It's one of my favorite things to do. But the other thing that came to mind was United State of Angels. And I was like, what? Like, what is this? I love angels. Everybody knows I love angels. I don't remember if I've talked about it here, but I think I have. So I love angels. And to me, I was like, that's beautiful. Like a united state of angels. Like we're all angels and we're all united together. Like a mental state of angels together. And so it's just funny because at the time I was like, okay, I have this name. It's there. But I didn't want to, I wasn't ready to use it. I don't think the world, just kidding, was ready. I wasn't ready to use it. I didn't know what I wanted to use it for, but I knew that, here we go again, but I knew that it was meant for the world. I knew that it was meant to be out in the world to create a community of like love and support and all that. And so right now, more than ever with these rocks, I was like, oh my God, what a great place to put these messages, like in a spot, like on Instagram, social media, all of that, like the United State of Angels. So now on the back of the rocks, it says at US.OF.ANGELS, because United State of Angels was just too hard to write out on rocks of all sizes. And it was too long. So it felt better. Like, and it's like also cute because it's like us of angels, you know, together. So the shortened version on Instagram, you can find it is at us.of.angels. I'll put it here and I'll put it in the description below. But yeah, so that's what's been going on. Like, I've been doing that project and posting it on my shorts and separately on Instagram Reels in that account. And I haven't really talked about it until right now. I haven't talked about it until right now that I do this on my personal account. People here on YouTube will know I do it, maybe, or they just think I'm reposting it. But it is my account, and that's what I do. And I kind of wanted to not have my face directly connected with it on Instagram because I kind of like didn't want to give even more energy and personality away, like through comments and setting my face on another platform. So I was kind of like, this is just going to be my little secret. Only people like in real life that I give this to now in person will know. And yeah. So, the phone fell. The phone fell. It was not fun. It was loud and abrasive. I have been now not only hiding them around town, but I have been meeting people in real life, and when I have a connection with them or when they make me feel good, or I just get like this vibe of like, I want this person to just like keep shining and being them, I typically have painted rocks with me and I'll give it to them. And I'm just like, I just want to give you this, you know? And I love the feeling that I love seeing the happiness that comes to them. It makes me feel so good. It makes me feel like if I could do that little bit in the world to make somebody happy, like it like makes me feel so good. And I'm so happy to like bring them that joy. And painting these rocks has like helped me just continue to be creative in the most like non-pressure way, because it's just like, it's just fun, you know, especially with like a medium that I have never really worked with before, that I've actually owned. When I painted those rocks with that person, we were using his paint markers, like that he would use for like skateboards or something. I don't know. But I'm grateful for him letting me borrow those markers and painting them together. Obviously that relationship did not go anywhere, very much not so. It was like one time hangout, but I got so much more out of it than I could have ever expected, because look at where we are now, and everybody is a stepping stone. Whoa, a stepping stone. Oh my God, it's literally a foot. It's stepping on the stones. Oh my God, I gotta stop. But yeah, every moment in your life is something that is creating the person you are. Nothing is ever a misstep. It's all leading up to this moment right now. So just remember that. And something I tell myself every day is I experience miracles every day. I experience miracles every day. And you honestly, when you live in that mindset, little things just start to happen and you're just more open to them happening. Like, I've had a conversation so randomly with someone just because like this little thing, and it's these beautiful moments that we create with one another that make life so magical and honestly a miracle. And I hope that you've been having a great New Year so far. It is January 7th, 2025, and it is literally the beginning. I feel like this is going to be an amazing year. I cannot wait. I'm very excited to continue to be the best version of myself, making the best choices for myself, and just living my life. So here we go. And by here we go, I mean goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you for being here. This was an outfit that I wore before it got way too cold. How could we say goodbye without an outfit break? See you next time. Well, la-dee-da. Alexis?